Mr. and Mrs. Smith.
Hey guys, so we know you've been considering whether or not to let Jordan get a tattoo, so we thought we'd give you a few suggestions to help make your decision a little bit easier.
We know pain is a huge concern of yours, so we researched certain areas of the body that would be the least susceptible to pain. So the back of the shoulder would be a great location, not only because of pain, but it can also be covered easily by clothes.
We also suggest that Jordan get a tattoo that's really meaningful to her, so when she's older, she doesn't look back on it and think, why did I get this? This is really dumb. You know, something that she can remember and have good memories about. So we know that Jordan has a very big religious background, and we know that her faith is very important to her. So we think maybe a small, simple cross, of course, on the back of her shoulder would be perfect. A good plus of this is that a small tattoo will be least likely to cause an infection. So that's a good idea as well.
And we know just being teenagers, just being Jordan's friends, there's only so much we can say to convince you. So we got some interviews with some professionals that might help you to understand why getting a tattoo would be okay.
I'm here with Tim Beck from Freedom Ink Tattoo Company in Peoria, Illinois. Me and Anna thought this would be a great place for Jordan to get her tattoo. They have a rating of 4.9 stars and is one of a handful of registered parlors in Illinois to pass all of the healthcare inspections. Tim is going to talk to us and give us a bit more information on the basics of getting a tattoo and how things work here on Freedom Ink. It's nice to meet you, Tim.
Hello.
So, Tim, would you consider yourself a well-experienced artist?
I mean, yeah, I've had 15 years of experience. I've won a lot of awards, and I've taken classes on tattoos, sterilization techniques, and safety when it comes to cross-contamination and bloodborne pathogens.
Could you tell me a little bit about your shop here and why it's considered a safe environment?
So, we know getting a tattoo can be pretty scary, so we try to make our environment fun, relaxed. We have 2 other tattoo artists, and all 3 of us are Red Cross certified to deal with bloodborne pathogens. We have one-use equipment, so we open it up right in front of you. It's already sterilized. And then after you get your tattoo, we clean up all the areas and sanitize them according to the Occupational Safety and Health Administration rules.
Could you explain a bit on how the tattoo process actually works?
Sure. So first we'll clean up the area and we'll shave it. And so we use a needle and we insert it into the dermis, which is the second level of your skin. We do this versus the epidermis because the cells in the dermis are thicker and more stable. The pigment will be held in place by dermal fibroblasts and the adipose tissue. After 3 months, the tissues will have healed themselves. The tattoo will be perfectly fine, normal for the rest of your life. And after we give you a tattoo, we'll give you a packet that will explain how to clean and take care of your tattoo.
Nice. So we thought a good place for tattoo would be like on the back of your shoulder.
Okay.
Do you agree with that, or do you have like any other suggestions of good locations?
The back of the shoulder definitely would be a good spot because there are few sensory receptors, and by the way, those are the parts of your cells. They send signals to the brain that you're in pain. So yes, that would be a good area. There are some other areas too, like the calf or your forearm. So if you're concerned about pain, those would be your safest places, but the back of the shoulder definitely would be a good spot.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Tim.
No problem.
We understand that information from a tattoo artist may seem a little biased, so we thought we would talk to a local dermatologist who can explain the health effects of getting a tattoo. This is our local dermatologist, Dr. Pontiac. Hi, I'm Anna. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you, Anna.
So I just want to ask you a couple questions about tattoos.
All right.
So what are some potential risks of getting a tattoo?
Well, obviously there are going to be some risks. Some short-term symptoms might be delayed healing, small amounts of pain, swelling, and some infection. Some long-term complications would include severe itching, rashes, or any swelling that lasts longer than 4 months. And another major concern would be getting blood-borne diseases. This would be caused from cross-contamination of the blood on any equipment or anything that hasn't been cleaned.
So, are there any ways to prevent any of the things you just mentioned?
Yes, one of the biggest things that someone can do would be to sterilize all their equipment, or even better, use single-use tools. And actually, your body helps you a lot in protection as well. If you didn't know, your spleen and something called your thymus gland works in conjunction with your immune system in regulating the defense against infection.
So is it true that the color of the ink can affect your health?
It can. For some people, they might get allergic reactions to colorful dye, especially red.
Okay.
So if you're concerned about this, it's best and safest to just go with plain black ink.
Okay, so if she gets this tattoo now, what will it look like in, say, 30 to 40 years?
Well, because the pigment, as time goes on, retreats further into the dermis and the lymph nodes, it's possible that it will become faded or a little bluish. But because of the stable tendencies of the dermis, this is less likely to happen. And if she has a meaningful tattoo, it shouldn't matter much to her anyways.
Okay, well, thank you so much for answering my questions today. I really appreciate it.
No problem. I was happy to help.
Another concern a lot of parents have about their child getting a tattoo is what will happen when they want to get a job.
It might be to surprise, but tattoos have been becoming less of a concern in the workplace.
John Challenger, who is the CEO of a consulting firm, says that he believes most employers would agree that a person's appearance is not as important as their skills because they want to get the right candidate for the job.
Another prominent person, Ferris Morrison, spokeswoman of Bank of America, says that their company has no policies against tattoos either. They believe more diversity in their employees will bring better business and a stronger company.
Tattoos are also becoming more socially acceptable.
In a poll taken in 2012, it was found that 1 out of every 5 adults, about 21%, have at least one tattoo. Another study done by the Pew Research Center found that that number was closer to 40% between ages 18 to 29.
The funny thing is, when most people think of a tattoo, they associate it with a biker or a sailor or a criminal. But as you can tell by that statistic, it's no longer a mark of rebellion. It's a form of expression for some people. So we hope we've cleared up any concerns you have about Jordan getting a tattoo, and we hope we made your decision a bit easier.
Thank you for taking the time to consider all of this. It means so much to Jordan.